Hello everyone, my name is Yihe. I am honored today to present to you our work with Anushk, Dr. Yang, and Dr. Bruckman. Our paper is named Will AI Console Me When I Lose My Pet? Understanding Perceptions of AI-Mediated Email Writing. This work is conducted in the Social and Language Technology Labs in Georgia Institute of Technology. In this work, we ask the question, how does the involvement of AI in writing emails affect users' perceived trust in the communication? Since the launch of GPT-3, AI-MC tools have been rapidly deployed by many applications. For example, Shorty AI can write complete paragraphs based on the title of the paper and the short abstract. This makes analyzing AI-MC important because it is important to ensure that trust is not lost due to the involvement of an AI system. We replicate previous work in the context of emails instead of short-form writing like smart replies or text messages. We investigate into the interaction between interpersonal emphasis and the effect of AI-mediated communication on trust. Finally, prior work suggests perceived AI involvement decreases trust, so we complement prior work by a qualitative analysis of in-depth interviews. The related work focuses on two aspects, AI-MC and trustworthiness. The replicant effect states that the receivers find the sender less cooperative if they suspect the usage of AI. The hyperpersonal model suggests that the structure and linguistic cues of emails might be a relevant factor to judge trustworthiness. We also follow previous work on trust to define it based on its three dimensions, that is, ability, benevolence, and integrity. Ability reflects the competency of the sender to have influence on the receiver. Benevolence is the extent to which the sender wants to do good to the receiver. Finally, integrity is defined as the receiver's perception that the sender adheres to a set of principles. For each of these three dimensions, we design a survey question to quantify it. We follow a wizard of Oz approach. That means we will actually write the questions, but the participants will be told that they are written by AI. We ask questions that measures trustworthiness based on the three dimensions in the previous slide. At the end of the survey, we measure the disposition to trust, computer attitude score, AI attitude score, and subject expertise score. Our independent variables are interpersonal emphasis. We have three scenarios, low, medium, and high. For low, the scenario is inquiry about a product. For medium, the person is writing an email for party invitation. And for high interpersonal emphasis scenario, the sender is writing an email that consoles the receiver of the loss of a pet. We also have three AI priming conditions. First, the email is written by a human, or the email can be written by a human with the aid of an AI, or it can be written completely by AI. Our dependent variable is the perceived trustworthiness. For our quantitative study, we want to find how AI conditions affect trustworthiness. In the leftmost graph, we see that if the participant is told the email is written by an AI, the participant perceives the email to be less trustworthy. We also find that as the interpersonal emphasis of an email increases, the perceived trustworthiness also increases. However, in the graph on the right, we find that regardless of AI prompt, the email is perceived to be more trustworthy as the interpersonal level increases. This contradicts our hypothesis that humans trust AI with factual knowledge and distrust AI for writing emotional texts. So why does this happen? In our qualitative results, we find that first, participant is not too happy about the fact that a person is using AI to write an email, which is in accordance to the finding of previous studies. More importantly, participants evaluate email more on paralinguistic cues such as names, location, or other social context that the email may have. Overall, we find that participants thought the email should sound more formal for scenario product inquiries and more conversational for scenario party invitation and consolation of pet loss. Participants saw typo as either a good or bad sign of trustworthiness. Longer emails were preferred because they contain more details. And finally, social cues like the sender's financial status can be used to evaluate their ability, which is one dimension of trust. We find that participants value linguistic cues more than the AI prompts when judging the trustworthiness of an email. Participant 5 said, "I just forgot. I have the impression in my mind that those messages were written with the help of an AI system. While I was reading the messages, because it felt quite natural, and they used this word like haha, I thought that was quite funny. Yeah, so I totally forgot that was the help of the system. It's quite amazing." We find the distinction between what people say they feel about AI and how they actually react to it, and that might be because participants value linguistic cues more than the AI prompts. This has serious implications for designers of AI-MC tools because this suggests that AI writing assistant tools will be accepted over time if they sound like human. Thank you so much for your attention.